just amazing to watch him play. He's been playing against Brandon Scheel. Brandon's a great player. He had like back-to-back, I think, Pro Tour top 16s at one point. Has some GP success, Midwest player. He's terrific also. Reminds me sort of a Dave Humphreys type. Very methodical, very, very good, very thoughtful.
And a good guy.
And a good guy, yeah. Really, really happy to see him here this weekend.
So you will see Martin Juza on the left of your screen and Brandon Scheel on your right.
There's Brandon.
Oh, that's the other way around. So that, in fact, is Brandon in red. So we've just got the graphics.
Borrowed Rashad's cap.
There's Martin Juza in the Czech Republic Channel Fireball shirt.
So if the World Magic Cup were to start today, Martin Juza captains his team.
Yeah. What?
Doom Traveler right out of the gate for Brandon Scheel.
And straight back the other way with Blazing Torch for Martin Juza. Traveler comes in.
And there's a
Selfless Cathar. Another one drop.
Little sort of mini overrun guy.
Oh, wow. I mean, I know you said mini, but it's really mini overrun, isn't it?
I don't know, you end up with a bunch of spirit tokens and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Dead weight on the Abyssinian Priest.
Let's get that out of the way and bash for a bit.
So white, black, red. And Martin should be down to 17. Again,
yes, it's the other way around, isn't it? It's Brandon's at 20 and Martin's at 17.
Yes.
They've swapped the names, but not the life tokens.
Yeah, there we go. Ooh, I'm doing magic.
Ching. Look at that. It is, in fact, round 8 and 0. So that's still true.
Jeffrey Levinsky, you signed up for the Commander Challenge. They're waiting for you.
Priest
Jeffrey Levinsky
appears for Juza. Brandon has 3 colours up.
We've seen a lot of that.
Yes. Unruly Mob.
I like that card a lot. I feel like it seems somewhat underdrafted.
I was going to say, because it doesn't get a lot of love, does it?
No. Flashback the Geist Flame that killed the Selfless Cathar. Well, actually, the Selfless Cathar killed itself, to be fair.
Yes.
Rather than get Geist Flame.
How selfless?
Yeah. Fell on its own sword. Selections Fox. There's Gallows Warden.
Silver Chase Fox. Do you play it pretty much automatically one off in any sealed deck where you're playing white? Is there ever a case for saying it's a bit narrow, stick it in the board?
No, it's just exactly kind of the card you need to mid-game, just do mop-up duty, like, all right, it's the last guy. Yeah, it's the last creature. It doesn't matter whether it's Olivia Voldaren or Gallows Warden, right? Like, there's an Abby Griffin. Abby something.
And the Blazing Torch gets picked up.
Did Brandon not play a land last turn? He didn't to slow, so he could play Blasphemous Act. He didn't play the land last turn. He had the 4th land.
Okay.
And kind of just made it look like he didn't play anything because he was stuck on 3 lands.
Yeah.
But he did have the 4th land in hand. I saw it. I was wondering what was going on there. I thought maybe I'd missed it, but he definitely had it. And so he Blasphemous Axe, clears the board, and ends up with a 1/1 flying token. unless the... I think that's the Blazing Torch.
Yep. Here we go.
There's a Rage Thrower. Which comes down just in the nick of time.
Yeah, no.
Like, did I miss anything, guys?
That's all pretty quiet here.
He's like a Rage Roller right now. He's kind of like, here.
And that's the first of that card.
Oh, Galvanic Juggernaut, yeah.
And it's going to be into the maw of hell. And user has to decide whether to take out a second main color source or
he's going to take out the
the
mountain.
red splash. So goes.
Take 6.
Yeah. So neither player can be eliminated in this round.
No death match, I'm sad.
There's Mausoleum Guard.
Oh, I mean, I'm happy. I don't want to see either of these guys get eliminated. I have a secret list of people I would like to see eliminated.
Oh, shit. Between you and me, it's not that secret. Did you send Junior Ianaga a Christmas card this year?
I actually did an interview with Junior Ianaga at the end of the year in my column.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Were his responses quite measured?
Yeah, it really did take him a long time to get back to me. I'm not even kidding. It took him a long time to get back to me. But I was actually very impressed. He was very, very passionate Magic player in talking to him, and just very, very much, wants to like win the mocks, win worlds, win the team championship, win player. Like, he's like, my dream is to win everything on one day.
Yes. See, I'm quite interested in someone trying to get the slam. The slam, the Grand Slam.
Sure.
So you win 3 Pro Tours and the Players' Championship kind of thing.
Oh, sure. In 1 year?
Yeah. Tennis has it.
Sure.
That's
I think the slam would be top 8ing 3 Pro Tours. And
just top 8 would be, I say just.
Yeah.
So the Cloistered Youth flipped for Martin.
And Brandon's just like looking at like no-win situations all the way around here in terms of blocks. You got because you got that blazing torch that he chose not to use.
Yeah.
From the Blasphemous Act, which you see why it's a better play.
Yes, because although he can generate some tokens, Rage Thrower just kills things off. Punishes you for things done.
For chump block. Makes chump blocking very
painful.
Double chumpy.
Prayer and John Farmer. We are looking for you for standard tournament number 17.
Brandon has to say go. He's at 7.
Juza hasn't even looked at that top card yet.
Mounted off the hole.
I don't believe.
Was this the thing?
Did you see him even look at it?
No.
It looked to me like he just put it face down with the guidance cards already there.
Did you read Toby's email? It says nothing happens and nothing happens. So it wasn't the same thing at all. No, it wasn't.
Now he looks.
You left it as a
He just kills them both.
Time comes back.
Take
Rage Thrower's
4.
still doing its thing.
well.
Looks like a pitch burn Devils for Juza. Oh dear. There we are, we're all done. So Scheel
Oh, his
sweeps
3
them
creatures died. Right, he went to 1.
up. Scheel sweeps them up. And Martin Juza leads by 1-0. There you see him.
Yep. How many pro points does Martin have lifetime at this point? He's got to have be fairly high up there. Excuse me.
Possibly has less than you might imagine. I don't think he's anywhere near the 300, for example.
No, I don't think he is.
I would imagine.
He's got to be well past the 200 mark, though.
Yeah, okay, let's aim for, 245?
240 was going to be my guess.
Okay. So at that point, we will churn out the lifetime pro points list. And shortly, I will exclusively
Looking for
reveal.
two
How
more
crazy is
players
it that
for an
Paulo
AMAN booster draft? Two more
is
players for an AMAN booster
Like
draft.
11th lifetime?
Oh. I thank you.
Yeah.
Was that in fact 245? I believe it was.
Ben Dreyer, if you're
Martin
calling your
is a Czech
standard
Republic,
tournament,
245.
Yep. And someone who's not been playing for a very long time.
No, around about 2004 was kind of his
Sure,
kickoff, but playing properly.
But Worlds, right? He
was
got
on
to
the
Worlds. He got
Worlds
to
team.
Worlds.
Yeah.
Like he didn't really. It wasn't until like that Kyoto run that he was on the Pro Tour,
Sure.
sticking around, and that was really his coming out party. I mean, kind of overshadowed by the likes of John Finkel and Nikolai Herzog, Hall of Famers making their first Pro Tour top eights.
Yeah.
But Martin 9-0 day one. Right? This is an all draft. It was an all draft Pro Tour.
So he's top 8 at Berlin and at Austin, of course. And those.
That's right. We're at the site of his. Was that his last Pro Tour top eight?
I believe so. Didn't have one last year, did he?
No, I don't think so. A couple Grand Prix.
Yep. He's one of the players that I've known for a long time that I feel like I know the least.
Oh, yeah.
He's like... It's hard to describe, and I don't want to... Well, I'm certainly not criticizing him for it, but he appears to not care. He gives the impression, not of choosing to divorce himself from the emotion of it, but like a lot of great players do, because then they make the right play under pressure. But he really seems not to mind whether he wins or not. It's like, I won. I lost. I lost. I lost again. If he loses, if he misses day 2 on a GP 5 times running, then he will actually say, I've been a bit unlucky. It's a little bit tedious.
If he doesn't make, I'll tell you exactly what he says. If he doesn't make the
Number 18 players for booster draft number 18 the main stage, please.
Okay, I'll give you that.
he picks his spots.
Yeah.
He picks his spots. Like I think that the round to round doesn't phase him, but
Hiroshima.
But did I make
thrilled?
But did I make day 2? Did I make the cut to top 8? Those things affect him, and winning is clearly something that really drives him.
And for Hiroshima, because it was constructed, he just loved that. And do you know what he'd done on the plane on the way over? We did a feature about it in the text coverage from Hiroshima. On the plane over, his Kindle had died, I think it was. He'd run out of battery, and he had nothing to read. So all he had was his phone. And so he just, on his phone, constructed from memory his complete pro point record over the years. Every Grand Prix and every Pro Tour, where he'd not every finish in terms of 141st, but how many pro points he'd got from every single event. And then, he arrived and looked it all up, and it was, 100% correct. And it's not like he's only done a few. The guy's done, dozens and dozens of GPs. And I was like, oh yes, in 2005 I went there, I made day 2, but I didn't cash. It's like, okay. And his ratio of limited to constructive was enormously swung towards limited, which is why Hiroshima meant so much.
All right, we're getting underway here in Game 2. Penultimate round of Day 1. Brandon chooses to go back for 6 new cards. It's interesting, you're talking to Paul Ritzel. We're talking about the play draw. Talking to Paul Ritzel, he was talking about the idea that
Standard Steel.
he felt like players who were choosing to draw first. He felt that was almost a little bit arrogance on the part of the players who choose to draw. He's like, come on, get real. You need to be on the play. You can't afford to draw. And it is just kind of arrogant. You know, it comes from that idea of like I'm just going to outplay my opponent. I'm just going to get an extra card. And he's like, look, everyone's really good now. You know, like people are just really good. Like, why? You know, if you're really good and you have all these cards in your deck that are going to be think twice or whatever, he's like, play first.
So Cloistered Youth goes away and is replaced by Unholy Fiend. On the other side, Silver Inlaid Dagger and Silver Chase Fox for Brandon Scheel in the early going here in Game 2 of the penultimate round of Day 1 of Grand Prix Austin 2012. We're going to be done here by about 9:30ish.
It's not bad.
It's pretty good for a long sealed day.
No attack from Martin there, even though he flipped his Cloistered Youth.
So he's
just unwilling to let Brandon get a free crack back for 4 with the Fox, which then becomes 5 with the tick, 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 tick of the Cloistered Youth.
Yeah. So Unruly Mob joins the team, which can potentially get a bonus from being human off the Silver Inlaid Dagger.
Land heavy hand from Martin. He's I've never really seen someone hide behind the Cloistered Youth before, behind the Unholy Fiend.
It doesn't feel like an instinct, like a play that has a lot of value long term.
What did he tap his mana for there?
A Mausoleum Guard.
Excellent. That was a card I mean, I still really like the card. It was a card I loved early on in this draft.
Okay. So what changed? Because that's something that a lot of average players won't get. What is it that makes a Mausoleum Guard of October and a Mausoleum Guard of December a different card?
I want mulch.
So you've fallen in love with a different mistress.
It's not just that. It's just like I stopped wanting to fight for that deck and was willing to fight for a different deck.
Sure.
And actually, I've been more on the white decks lately, just because people are now fighting for the blue-green decks.
Yeah.
So Mausoleum Guard
will trade with the Unholy Fiend because user gets value out of no longer losing a life.
And two tokens.
And counter on the
all sorts of trigger windows on your Magic Online.
Yeah.
And then he equips one of the spirit tokens with the Silver Inlaid Dagger. So he can dispatch both of those spirits with a Geist Flame that he has in hand, but then, you're looking at a 4/4 Unruly Mob that can, be 7 with the Silver Inlaid Dagger.
We're looking for one more player for 8-man standard and one more player for 8-man draft.
Well, there you go, BDM. I want one more player for an 8-man draft.
Oh, I'm in. As long as everyone. Oh, so he's into the Maw to just get rid of that Unruly Mob. Now you can deal with those flyers.
And to get rid of every white source.
Definitely a vulnerability to Brandon Scheel's strategy.
One would think, yeah. And that's the first time today that we've seen Into the Maw of Hell make a real difference on the land side.
So Brimstone Volley, it looks like, kills the flyer. Attack for 4/6.
Yeah.
What is that?
Looks like users holding Charmbreaker Devils.
Yeah.
And Pitchburn Devils, possibly? Maybe not. I'm offering him too much excitement in one hand.
He still has that guy, so he's going to play the Charmbreaker Devils. and then play him out, and then he can just, the peskier of the two spirit tokens, he can pick off at will. He can,
Can enter the Maw of Hell
yeah,
every turn? That won't take long.
not, I mean, for you mean like both turns?
Yeah, before Brandon
If by
skills.
every you mean both, yes.
Wow.
Yep.
That's so brutal.
So now Martin can also just upkeep, use the Geist Flame, make sure he gets back into the Maw of Hell. Oh, Juggernaut.
Whatever.
Sure. I mean, he's at 10. It's not a whatever.
Well, doesn't he just get into the Maw of Hell?
He has a Geist
Or the
Flame in
Geist-
his
So he has to get rid of that to guarantee he gets the thing.
Correct.
Okay. So,
He's like, yeah, this is on the stack. Hold on a second,
Yeah.
buddy. So we got a pair of Charmbreaker Devils in the feature match area now because Paul Reitz is playing Kibble. He's got his Charmbreaker Devils
wow.
that we saw.
the interesting thing is, if Juza does go for Geist Flame,
Nope. He's
no,
not.
he's just going to hope to get it because he doesn't have a 7th land.
No, he has 7 lands.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see which one he gets.
Don't know. It's a 3.
He gets the Geist Flame.
Geist. All right. So now, as you say, there is a gigantic galvanic juggernaut. Which user can tangle with Geist Flame,
Sure.
because it'll get his charm breaker up to
Sure, but then he's not going to get
8-4,
it. He's
but
not
then
going to get his.
no more value.
Right.
Does he have anything else that can hold the fort meanwhile?
I don't think he does. But he might be waiting. I mean, he can go to 5 here.
Booster grab number 20. Come down to the
But if the
stage.
inlaid dagger
Booster
goes
grab
on?
20 to the stage.
Then he goes for 3. Plays land number 8. Let's go. So he can. I mean, the only place to put the dagger is going to be on the Juggernaut, I would assume, because he can Geist Flame, flashback Geist Flame on the Silver Chase Fox. He can Geist Flame on the Spirit Token.
And presumably, Sheel's hand continues to stockpile with things he can't cast.
Sure. Yep. So he equips, he puts it on, I'm gonna yep, the Juggernaut. He's hoping for a trade, right? He's hoping that Martin won't want to go to 3. Or actually, yeah. Martin Headcan.
So Geist Flame reaches out to take out the token.
He does it.
In we come.
So Martin does it that way so that Juggernaut doesn't untap.
Yep.
Yep, and it looks like he's taking the 3. Taking the 7, I should say, going to 3. in the oh please mode. Moves the dagger over. Sounds good.
Okay.
Like, I am flashing that guy's flame back so much.
Oh, look, there it is, just to you.
Yeah.
And then, carnage.
Right. Well, again, we have a 4-power Silver Chase Fox. So he can't attack.
Huh?
And he's going to have to block.
Sure.
So we're going to get to kind of stable board here.
The where Scheel has 3 land, presumably.
Right. Well, I mean, both guys are just going to be.
Sure.
But he has a handful of cards, right?
If he finds a place, he's back in business.
Yep.
So 6 for Into the Maw of Hell.
Yeah, you got to get
It'll
the Juggernaut.
be the Juggernaut that bites the dust.
It's like, you don't know. Pick one.
Really?
Are you more scared of Mountain?
I suppose you take the double back on Liliana of the Veil or something, but
Mona the Unhallowed.
yeah, that's fair.
Okay, have to block.
I'd be a bit scared of something stupid like Crossways Vampire. Crossway Vampire.
And there's Champion of the Parish, equip.
Voice of the Spirit. Yep, that'll keep you in it, but she'll come roaring back, finding the planes just like we said. Pass.
He might have actually been sandbagging in the planes,
Okay.
knowing he doesn't want to, get it eaten. It would be the clear target for the Into the Maw of Hell. Okay, you kill your guy. You can actually start attacking here.
That incidentally is something I'd like to hear more of. Perhaps you talking with one of the better players in the world. That idea of... Because that's twice in this match you've discussed the idea of keeping a land in hand so as to either not give enough information or imply something else.
4 mana checklist card generally means Tormented Pariah.
I think you've been pretty perfect on this today, so let's see what...
No!
Oh!
It's a much more exciting instigator game.
Attacking creatures you control get +1/+0, and then transforms into Wild Blood Pack. The 5/5 Trampler, everything gets +3/+0 when they attack. And suddenly it's like we've got a new game going.
Yep.
Voice the Spirit, Chapel Geist, Abyssinian Priest. On the other side, Instigator going and Silver Inlaid Done.
So it itself attacks as a 3/3. So that's human. So now it's attacking as a 6/3.
So cannot be tapped by the priest.
Needs to double block it if he wants to kill it.
And both will fight the dust, so it'll be a 2 for 1.
Joe Van Sickle and Jason Cartagena, please come to the main event stage. Joe Van Sickle.
And that's what Juza looks like
Jason
pretty much every
Cartagena.
time he plays Magic. Just sort of heads sunk on his hand,
Where are we in the...
studying the board intimately.
Yeah, there's one match that's actually playing in the last round because 8 plays had 9.
Just over 20 minutes left in the round.
I was looking forward to talking to Jeff Zandy from the Texas Guild Mages this round.
All right, okay.
But I don't know if we are going to have time the way this is going.
Ah.
Okay? So he keeps the Voiceless Spirit, trades the Tapper and the Flyer.
The tapper that wasn't tapping.
Oh, it does tap the other side of it.
Oh, sure.
It's a werewolf, it taps it.
Yeah.
So he gets in for 2. Martin's clawing back here. Rage Thrower. Card we've seen a lot of today.
Yes. Which suggests that it is a format where you can quite happily play unexciting bodies at 6 that do long-term things.
Christian Calcono.
Oh,
bit of
hello.
explanation, please.
Juggernaut and Spectral Rider from Brandon. It swings back yet again. Juza has his own Spectral Rider. Passes the turn. Juza holding 2 planes. Scheel, in part because he spent such a long part of the mid-game doing very little.
Holding a Scheel ton of cards.
Yeah. 3 cards in all action. That is a Fiend Hunter for the Rage Thrower.
So
I think we're going to be heading for a game 3 pretty soon.
Certainly looks like it. The Juggernaut has to attack. He can't kill it with what he has on the board. Jumping just makes it angry.
Yeah. Whip the Spectral Rider. Just the Juggernaut comes in.
It's lethal. He has to rebuke, block, do something. Jumps with the Spectral Rider, untaps the Juggernaut. Martin draws his card for the turn. Is it a miracle?
A blasphemous act? Nope. We are going to go to game 3. This has been a good one. Scheel well in front in the early stage, then comes Charmbreaker Devils into the Maw of Hell, screws him out of white. Then round and round we go with all sorts of entertainment with Geist Flame and
it was a very interesting interaction with the Silver Inlay Dagger. There was what made that so challenging for Martin. I mean, he just didn't have a way to absorb, that extra damage he was able to put on any creature meant the Charmbreaker Devils was going to need to block. I gotta tell you, I'm surprised more people don't run Ancient Grudge.
Yeah.
Especially in Sealed. It seems like there's always everyone has equipment. There's Galvanic Juggernauts. There's plenty of stuff.
To be fair, that was the one hole in my deck yesterday, and I felt it quite keenly every round that I had to work just that little bit harder in every game because I had no access to artifact removal at all.
Yeah.
Not a problem you have in Modern, by the way. There are some ways to kill artifacts in that Modern format. Oh boy. You wade through all the color combination deck lists and you go, yep, if you're playing Affinity, you better be ready.
Yeah.
I quite like the Arreo Affinity for that.
Yeah, I haven't...
It's a pretty interesting way to go about things. Locks things down pretty swiftly if you can make it happen. So we gear up for the decider. 6-1 both of these, so 18 points. 21 gets you into day 2. Something we haven't said on camera, but is worth repeating for those of you again who are coming new to coverage, is that your points continue over onto day 2. So just getting to 7 isn't the be-all and end-all. For the people who get to 9-0, they will start 2 wins ahead of the overnight trailers on 7-2. So it's a lot harder to come back on day 2 at 7-2, knowing you have to basically go 5 wins and then maybe an ID, but probably 6-0.
Remember when I said Brandon Scheel reminded me of Dave Humphreys?
Yes. I remember that.
That was all the way back at the beginning of this round.
Yeah. And it seems so... Oh, and was.
Martin Juza, V player draw, I'm curious.
So 7 apiece. Looks like Martin maybe he's just got 2 land there. Yeah, so he's
Chose
got a
to
2-lander,
draw.
but he's on the draw, so he keeps it. Doom Traveller comes out of the blocks for Scheel. No turn 1 from Martin off his mountain. In comes the Doom Traveller. Spectral Rider, so there's a little curve going on from Brandon Scheel to kick us off. I'm going to see a Priest maybe from Juza. No, it's Cloistered Youth, which opened up the previous game for him. Turned into Unholy Fiend. Lost some life from that for a while before trading away. Scheel attacks for 3. He has a 3rd land. It's a mountain. What about Juza? Has he got as far as land number 3 yet? Oh, looks like he has. There's a plane sitting there. So in his upkeep, he's trying to decide whether it's a May ability. So am I going to flip my Cloistered Youth?
One of it's the only one where you really get that option to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of in flavor. It's like, all right, you want to go outside and go crazy? Go ahead, see what happens.
Live a little.
Yeah, you're a big girl. You can go outside if you want.
Oh, dear. Then it comes for 1. And there's Chapelgeist.
And she's like, I will, but I can't cross the street. Yeah, that's stays close to home.
Deadweight. Okay, that's interesting. Usually Deadweight used to straight up kill things, but
Yep.
on this occasion, let's just turn your 2-3 into a 0-1. And kind of does the job. Spectral Rider gets blocked by the now 0-1 Geist. And we're back to Juza, who this time doesn't hesitate. He's not going to flip.
Yeah.
Cloistered Youth.
But by the way, I think has an ancient growth.
And for 1.
Tormented Pariah. I got that one right for sure.
Oh, yeah. I'd just like to check what that guy is.
This turns into a big dumb guy.
From a middling big dumb guy to a
Yeah.
big dumb guy.
Yeah, he just becomes a crawler.
I think I had one of those in the 6th edition starter set
and
when I
there's
first ever played.
I'm sure. There's Crawworm right there.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as the Rampaging Werewolf.
Cool worm seems fine.
Flips
So now
his,
the Unholy
Unholy
Fiend
Fiend.
is. And Juza goes on the attack. Doom Traveller can quite profitably block because we'll get a token back the other way. Shimmering Grotto. So the 2 land hand has worked out perfectly fine for Martin.
Yep. He falls to 12.
Players for Booster Draft Tournament number 21 to the main event stage, please. Players for Booster Draft number 21, come meet Tasha, who is waving your clipboard.
In come the Scheel team. And Geistflame's going to get rid of a token. 2 points from the Spectral Rider. That
Blasphemous Axe the board.
Blasphemous Axe. How rude.
Yeah. But no sandbagging from Brandon. I think he wasn't holding back any guys on his Wrath plan.
Juza begins phase 2 of this game. 15-10 behind, but with Chapelgeist.
With a little over 11 minutes left in the round.
Selfless Cathar. Now here's checklist time for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Interestingly, he drew the Selfless Cathar last turn, and he sandbagged that for a turn.
Okay. So for 5.
But mostly, I guess, thinking about
Instigate a gang.
thinking about the Geist Flame. I guess not that interesting.
Hop in for 2. Through the air. Pass the turn. 3
Matt
cards for
Lane and
music.
Scott Gonzalez. Matt Lane and Scott Gonzalez, your booster draft is waiting for you.
Okay, that's flipped. Hold on.
Smite the Monstrous.
Go over, talk to them, everything can happen. It's just for deck check.
You are just big enough for me to take you down. Silver
We'll talk
Chase.
to them real quick. Say you want 2 guys to help you out for 20 minutes in about 10 minutes.
The printouts right here.
Pretty much every turn the game is shifted.
Let me go sit.
Yeah. Kill the
Guys
Selfless
flame away the
Cather.
Cather while I'll sack it in response. Make my Silver Chase 3/3. Looks like it might be a Midnight Haunting in User's hand.
Yeah. Doesn't want to attack.
This is all in track.
It's been interesting to me watching how both these players sort of dial up and down the tempo of the game.
Yes. User now has 4 power of flyers on the table. Why would you not attack with the chapel cards?
He's far behind. He just doesn't want to. He's 4 points behind. It's 13-9. I mean, he's just not. Maybe he's hoping that Brandon will get a piece of equipment and think he can make a trade attack, and then he'll get it with the keep his Ancient Grudge live.
Okay. User attacks for 2 through the air.
One thing about Martin's just always been remarkably patient when he plays. Just really tries to make sure he gets the maximum value out of his cards. Doesn't just use them because he has a moment to use them. He probably felt like he was saving more damage than he would be getting in.
Sure. Another Spectral Rider. Obviously not as good in this matchup as it would be in plenty of others. Although, of all the Intimidate that you would want on particular colours, white is arguably the least effective in silver because so many people are playing.
Scott Gonzalez, if you signed up for a booster draft,
There's my Spectral Rider.
this is pretty much your last chance to get up here before we bump you to the next one.
7.5 minutes left on the clock. A draw would not be great for either of these players because then they would both have to win. And
7
the
minutes
last
left.
round
There's not going to be a draw here. And Martin's just shoot you. Fly for 4.
No. That's what it's looking like. Needs to get this right though because there's plenty on the other side.
Sure.
Do you have anything? What if I stay back? You see what I mean? It's like it appears to be
He's
there.
like, if I overextended myself.
I think I'm there. And there's the game. Yes. Wow. Martin User through to day 2.
And again, these players always feel like their fate is a little bit, out of their hands somewhat when it comes to seal deck. You're